Hi everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we are taking a look at a game in closed beta. It is Gwent-The Witcher card game. It's made by Project Red, the people of course who do The Witcher. So, I have been submitted this for some time and kept getting notifications about betas, but they never actually provided a key, and then they finally did. So far I've gone through the tutorial, and I will fully admit I am unaware of the game through the Witcher games, mostly because I haven't played them. I tend not to gravitate towards that kind of RPG for some reason. Like, I did the very first Dragon Age, but not any of the others since. Now, my girlfriend, on the other hand, she's played Witcher 3 and streamed it, the most recent Dragon Age and everything like that, so I knew of the game, but I just never played the game in which the game was contained. Unlike, say, that triple triad in Final Fantasy games. That one I'm familiar with. So, here is the tutorial, and we're going to go through it together, just so you can see. And I can tell you that basically the tutorial gives you things in very, very digestible chunks. Like, it is, it's very easy to understand the game the way the tutorial goes. So, this is your life points, and the crown is your win conditions. When you fill up the crown by winning rounds, you win. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the total strength of your army that's on the board. So right now, I have 13, and the enemy has 14. This is the siege row, the ranged row, and the melee row. You can play one card per turn, and if you hold down the little symbol over here, that is how you pass. So right now it's telling you things that go in siege and ranged and melee. And you'll see the icons down there correspond, and the number is the strength of the unit. So here is Geralt, and we're going to play him in the melee row because you see the little sword, and he's a 12.
Let's get this over with.
So now I have 25 to his 28. And sometimes you'll find out that cards will have on-summon abilities, but more on that will be coming.
Aye, aye, sir.
So at this point, I am losing 32 to 35.
Long live, etc., etc.
He has no hand, he has no cards in his hand, so he passed, and he lost. So this game is almost like just a flat-out card game where just numbers, raw numbers are actually what wins it in terms of the win condition, but things can affect that. We'll be seeing that. So here it teaches you about mulligans. So it wants me to mulligan the decoy, the commander's horn, and clear skies, because we will learn about weather conditions later. It's suggesting I play a good, strong hand in the beginning so that he has to play a strong hand to counter it. So Geralt comes out first.
I hate portals.
So the AI played a card that plays all copies of the unit from the deck at once. So that's an interesting mechanic. So if he had 4 of these spiders in his deck and he laid this one, like all 4 of them come out at once. See, now it's telling you some units can deal damage to other units, reducing their strength. Play the Vernon Roche card now, choose which enemy unit to damage. You'll see removes 5 strength from any opposing unit.
Temerian, that's what matters.
Anything that I pick, I believe, just flat out dies. Because it was reduced to 0. So he did another breedable. This time he had these little zombie-looking dudes come out. I have 19, he's got 13, so I'm winning at the moment. I can play melee, ranged, or the sieged. Remove 2 strength from any opposing non-gold unit. That's what I'm going to do. Which will knock out... Should be able to knock out this... There we go. So he played a spell that targeted my highest power card. And it's telling me the reason why Geralt or Vernon were not affected is because they're gold bordered. So it makes them immune. Here it's telling me that I should pass. The opponent will need to play many cards to eliminate the lead, because I'm up 19 to 11. If that happens, you'll have a card advantage and can win in the later rounds. So basically it's saying, if I play patient, he's going to have to dump up cards to catch up, and then later on, I'll have 3, 4, 5 cards and he'll have 0. Now, it forces me during the tutorial to pass. Even though, honestly, I wouldn't have here. So now, it wants you to lose there on that. One thing that I haven't understood with the passing is it seems like the passing is permanent. It's not like pass around and then play again after that. Whenever I pass in this, it always just seems to stay passing. So he plays this Fiend, which is an 8 strength. I'm going to play this ranged unit, which will take away 4.
Long live, etc., etc.
So now I'm losing 13 to 10. Now I'm winning 15 to 11. And he's passed. Because he's out of cards. Now, you have more total strength than your opponent who just passed. There's no point in playing any more cards. Remember, you must have some cards left to play the last round. Pass now to win the round, highlight the coin, and click. Blah, blah, blah. You've now begun the 3rd round, and that means both you and your opponent draw 1 card from your deck. Each of you is half a crown, so whoever wins the round wins the game. So it's a tiebreaker. He drew a card, I drew a card. Add 2 strength to all your other copies of this unit wherever they are. I'm gonna hold on to that and instead lead with my strong 8. Gonna weaken that thing. So now we're tied at 13-13. Still gonna hold off on this.
Aye, aye, sir.
You now have more total strength than your opponent. You can play your remaining cards or pass. Either way, you'll win the round because your opponent has passed and cannot increase their strength. I'll lay this out.
Nice mess you've got here.
So there's the 4th loss, and then there's the 2 wins. And that is the most basic of the tutorials here. Right now, this
You shall die, worm.
probably will be coming
Close
from
ranks!
goodoldgamers.com. I'm playing this game through their launcher. So that's who seems to be distributing this particular game. So it wants me to mulligan here. Good, I got Geralt. That's good. I kind of like what I have. Yeah. So I'm going to right-click and accept my hand over there. In this game, you learn how to use leaders, but let's start by playing a unit. So it does not allow me to do Geralt here, despite previous suggestions. It wants me...
Long live, etc., etc.
Ested Esakrisa.
Your opponent has used his leader. Leaders can only be used once per game. Using a leader ends your turn just like playing a card. To use your leader's ability, drag your leader card onto the battlefield. Blah blah blah. Spawn an exact copy of a friendly bronze unit.
Onward! Attack!
Here comes the weather card that we mulliganed during the previous tutorial. They don't affect gold units, just like everything else, and in this case, it froze my melee row. But I have something that fixes that. And that's clear skies. So we're now back up 16 to 10. Wants me to play cards in any order. That's huge. So now, the reason why I passed there is I'm reserving all the cards that I had for a later round, because that one was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Here, the game finally lets you go and lets you play things out. Except, it still wants me to go ahead and drop a knight.
Long live, etc., etc. Portals.
So Geralt is going to come out. And let's see. Play that and weaken him. Now, at this point, I'm up 25 to 11. There is the potential to just pass my way to the end, and I think I will give that a try. So now I'm actually going to lose because he did get ahead. But I should have a good final round over here. So he played a weather card. It doesn't let me see the graveyard, unfortunately. We don't want to do Vernon Roche because he doesn't have any enemy units now. We don't want to do that one either, so we'll go with the
Long live, etc., etc.
The north, Tamarind.
We're up 15 to 3.
Can't take it anymore.
Up 21 to 10. He still could possibly do it, so we want to do one more before we pass.
Interesting.
I'll just knock it off the field. He passed. I passed. And there you go. 2 rather sizable victories and 1 close loss. Now at this point it wants you to go into the deck builder tutorial, which I have not played yet. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we will wrap up this first look video. For getting in this closed beta, it gave me a keg, and a keg is like a box of cards. highlight the new deck. Cards in Gwent are divided into factions. Each faction has unique cards which only it can use. Pick a faction. Monsters, Northern Realms, Scoia'tael, and Skellige. Keep a random neutral or monsters unit on your side of the battlefield at the end of each round. Whenever a gold unit appears on the side of the battlefield, add 2 to its strength. Beginning of 1 round per match, you choose who plays first. The end of each round, add 1 strength to the original value of every unit in your hand, deck, and rule. Interesting. Let's try that. Highlight the leader that you want to use. It's the only one I have. All the cards you've collected are shown here. Use the card filters to display only specific types. This is your deck. You can add cards from your collection or move cards you don't want back into your collection. Let's add a card from the collection to your deck. Do so by dragging a card to your deck or highlighting the card and pressing return. So that's a spell. So now it's going to build the deck for me. 4 silvers, a gold, and a bunch of bronzes. Let's remove a card from your deck. To do so, drag a card from your deck to your collection or highlight the card and hit enter. It wants me to get rid of Biting Frost. You've constructed a valid deck. Press escape to leave the screen and save it. So it's kind of interesting in that it has animated cards and everything. Now it wants me to go into the shop.
Ahoy, hoy, human friend!
Pretty cool graphics there. I like the art style. We've already got 1 keg. Open it to
Shoot
see
not
what's
a
inside.
day, shoot must stack glitter rocks. Ta-da!
So there's that spider that we were playing against.
Wow!
Whenever a fog effect appears on the battlefield, play this unit from your deck or graveyard, add 1 strength to it. If the fog effect is removed, destroy the unit. So as you can see, it's going to get more complicated. Choose a non-gold unit and keep it on the battlefield at the end of the round. So that's a special.
Nice.
And just a normal bowman over here, but a pretty strong one.
Now for more.
Next, you choose one of 3 cards. The card you choose will go to your collection, while the others will be destroyed. 4 strength ballista, draw 1 card, and then discard 1 card from your hand. 4 strength melee, choose a bronze unit on your side of the battlefield, create 2 copies of it, and add them to your deck. After 2 turns, convert to gold. Interesting. Necker Warrior. This sounds interesting. So as you can tell by a shop like that, it's going to be free to play. And I can either use pre-made decks or ones that I've made in the deck builder. So casual matches, matches against friends, practice, tutorial, deck builders, collections, the shop. I still have a keg. They spotted me one, plus I have the one from GOG.com. Here are your options where you can change which monitor you want to display on. Your resolution, full screen, graphics quality. So it's got me at 4K and also audio. Standard options there. I think possibly the game will be appearing on mobile. I think Gwent might be going to Android, and it will connect to the same account similar to Hearthstone. In all honesty, graphically, this does not look too heavy on machines. And up here, it looks like I have 3 kegs. Level 1. No option there to change the avatar or anything. And there's practice. So probably the first thing that I would be doing would be going into practice and try this one that I started. And then maybe like a monsters deck or something. Or is this the one that... No, this is the one that I started, crates. Okay. So there is Gwent, which is currently in closed beta. It is the card game from the Witcher series. And don't know when it will be out, but playgwent.com will give you all of the information for it. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Take care.